Hello my friends and welcome to today's video. I'm Jeanette with Vivo Vintage Designs. Today's video is not so much a tutorial, but I'm going to share a story with you that will probably make me sound like I'm crazy, but I had to share it because I'm sure I'm not the only one. But I stress myself out over the most ridiculous things, and at the moment while I'm in a frenzy and stressing myself out, I don't realize how ridiculous it is until I calm myself down and I step away from it and I clear my mind, and then I look back and I think I'm insane, the things that I stress myself over. So this is what happened. This past weekend, my boyfriend and I went furniture shopping. And we purchased these beautiful recliners that will make watching TV together a lot more comfortable for me with my knees and for him as well. The furniture that I currently have in the TV room, I had to have made because it was an awkward area, and I couldn't find anything to fit in that space. So I had a sofa made. I picked out the leather, the stuffing, the style, the studs, the legs, everything. And I paid a small fortune for the sofa. I also have a recliner in there. That same thing. I chose it. I picked out the leather, the studs, the feet, everything. However, the recliner is the kind that needs a space. It has to be away from the wall. And it's also a manual recliner. So you have to use your arms and your legs to open and close it, which I can't do. And I don't have the room. I don't know what I was thinking, but I don't have the room in that small TV room for that recliner. Now, if I had been thinking clearly, if I hadn't been so excited about picking something new out, I would have gotten rid of this furniture, given it away, donated it, whatever, before I purchased the new furniture. But of course, that's not what I did. So I only had, we purchased the furniture on Sunday. It's being delivered on Friday. So on Monday, I started asking if anybody wanted this furniture. And much to my surprise, no one wants it. And I'm so disappointed. So now I have one day to get rid of this furniture. I even posted it on the community page where I live. Free furniture, great quality, excellent condition, and not one person reached out to me. So in any case, I called my boyfriend in a panic saying, I'm not going to be able to accept the delivery of the new furniture because we can't get rid of the old furniture. What are we going to do? Oh my God. And he said, well, I'll move it tomorrow. When I come over, I'll move the furniture out of the room. Now, that worried me because he's got a bad back and that furniture is really heavy. There's no way that he could do that by himself without hurting himself. So now I'm worried about him. I'm worried about the delivery. I'm worried about getting rid of the furniture. And I'm worried about him hurting himself. So I started to feel a little anxiety and I became very stressed out. So I said, I'm not going to be able to find a solution to this ridiculous problem unless I calm down. So what I did was I pulled out a piece of paper and I grabbed a couple of fine liners and I just started drawing. Nothing about the drawing made any sense. I had no idea where I was going with it. I just took a pencil, I drew a circle, I drew some curvy lines and then shorter lines on one side of each of those lines, and I made them look like they were wrapping around the circle. And then I drew circles within the circle and made them into squares. And then I simply started to fill in those squares with some lines. Nothing complicated. Again, I didn't know what I was doing until the marker hit the paper. And by the time I was done with this drawing, which took about a half hour, I was so lost in what I was doing that it cleared my mind and I was able to find a solution instead of being part of the problem by panicking and stressing myself out. So I called my son and I asked him if he could come and help. And I'm not one to ask people for help. I don't know why I do that. Sometimes, pride is a luxury that you can't afford. And I need to constantly remind myself of that. And it's odd because if someone asks me for help and there's anything I can do, I will do it. However, when it comes to me asking for help, I really struggle with it. I'm very independent. I like to do things on my own. It makes me very proud, but there are things that I just can't do alone. So I called my son and asked him if he could help. And without hesitation, he was like, "Of course, Mom, I'll be there. I'll help." And then I called my boyfriend to tell him that my son will be here to help. And he told me that he called his friend and asked him for help. And his friend said, "Sure, I'll be there." So I stressed myself out for nothing. And again, it wasn't until my mind was clear that I was able to see how ridiculous it was to get so upset and stressed out over something so simple. And it wasn't until I did this drawing that I was able to realize that. So I hope that this type of drawing helps you too. If you ever find yourself stressed out or you just need to clear your mind, pick up a piece of paper and a pen, a pencil, whatever you can get your hands on, and just start drawing something. It doesn't have to make any sense. You don't have to have a plan or a thought in your mind. Just get that pen or pencil to the paper and start drawing. And this is really simple. It was just a bunch of lines. And then I added a little bit of shading because, of course, I get carried away. And maybe it'll help you too. Let me know in the comment section how you unwind and if art helps you as well, like it does me. This is something that I do all the time. Whenever I start to stress out over something ridiculous, I just start to draw. And it's always this type of drawing because I call this mindless. I just put the pen to the paper and whatever comes to mind at that moment, that's what I go with. And I'm usually surprised at what I end up with because this turned out really nice. So anyway, I hope you find this helpful and that you don't think I'm too crazy. And thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next video. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section. Bye.